this is a small claims action, Mr. Arietta.
Yes.
And you actually have an A at the end of your name, correct?
It's a T at the end of the name.
Okay,
Oh,
so just Arietta, A-R-I-E-T, right?
all right. Yes, sir.
All right, so listen. He's suing you for $7,000. He says you sold him a defective engine. You sold him the engine under the pretext that it was completely remanufactured and in working condition. That's what he says.
All right.
He says that this claim arose December the 19th, which is only obviously about 2 months ago. Before we go on, I need to tell both of you, you have the right to have the case removed to the General Civil Division. This is small claims. Plaintiff is capped at $7,000. If he spent $20,000, he could sue in small, or I'm sorry, he could sue in the General Civil Division if his damages amounted to $20,000, but he can't sue in small claims. Each one of you have the right to remove this case. If you stay in the small claims court, you're giving up certain rights. Each of you are giving up the right to hire a lawyer. Each of you are giving up the right to have a trial by jury. Each of you are giving up the right to appeal any decision that I make, no matter how bad you think it is. Plaintiff, to the extent that you're entitled to it, you're giving up the right to seek in excess of $7,000. Do you understand everything I said, Mr. Langlois?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Arietta?
Yes, I did.
Before we go on, I will tell you this. You don't have to give up those rights. If you want to, just tell me, Judge, I want to have the case removed to the General Civil Division, in which case you can appeal my decision if you don't like it. I'll still be the presiding judge. You can hire a lawyer. You can demand a trial by jury. And again, plaintiff could seek in excess of $7,000. You understand everything I just said, Mr. Langlois?
Yes.
Mr. Arietta?
Yes.
Do you wish to give up those rights and proceed here, or do you wish to have the case removed to the General Civil Division, Mr. Langlois?
Proceed here.
You waive those rights?
I do.
Mr. Arietta, do you wish to proceed here, or do you wish to have the case removed to the General Civil Division?
I waive the rights.
I can't hear you.
No, I can't. I will stay here.
You waive those rights then?
Yes. Yes, I waive the rights.
Sir, what is your name?
Henry Morad,
Is it M-O-R-A-D?
U-R-A-D.
All right, I'm going to ask all of you, and I'm going to have to see your hand, Mr. Arietta. I'm going to ask all of you to raise your right hands. You solemnly swear or affirm under penalties of perjury that the testimony you'll give in these proceedings will be the whole truth, so help you God. Mr. Langlois,
I do.
Mr. Morad, Mr. Arietta.
I do.
All right, so Mr. Put your hands down now. You're good. And now I need to hear why you think you're entitled to relief.
Well, the engine has,
What kind of car is this?
it's a 2010 Ford F-150.
Okay,
Needing an engine replacement. I purchased the engine from Cars and Trucks. The engine was sold under the pretext that it would be remanufactured in working order. The first thing after the engine was installed, they found it was out of time. So the entire engine had to come apart in the front and be put back in time. That was an additional $1,700.
did you pay to them?
No, to my mechanic.
Okay, so he sold you this, and he had in the document that this was a remanufactured and in working condition engine, correct?
Correct.
All right, go ahead. Tell me what happened. You
So-
bought this back in December of 25, correct?
Correct.
December 19th of 25?
Correct, yes.
All right, good. Put it on the floor.
So we had to.
Were you in Florida at
No,
the time?
we're here in Michigan.
All right. But he shipped it to you.
Correct. As these problems were arriving, I had Henry speak with their mechanic, Ernest. So we're.
Okay, let's slow down a little bit.
When the motor was found out of time,
Okay, when was that?
that was as soon as it was installed.
Who installed it?
A week after, Your Honor, we installed the engine. First, they sent the engine on pictures. It showed the engine's complete. And when upon arrival, Your Honor, it wasn't complete at all. It didn't have the valve covers, no front cover, no oil pan, no oil pan tube pickup, nothing, not even a rear main seal was on there. So I contacted Mr. Ron and told him about it. He said, okay, it's fine, put new parts on, we put new parts. Started the car, it starts, runs fine. And
What
then-
day is this? About a week
A
after?
week after, exactly.
So was it around Christmas?
After.
Well, you, well,
Took a while to get the shipment in.
okay, when did the shipment arrive?
It's like 2 weeks after.
Well, you wrote the date the claim arose was December 19th. Is that the day that you agreed to purchase the engine?
Yes, it is.
And how long did it take for it to arrive?
About 2 weeks.
About 2 weeks.
So you're telling me, and I want to put words in your mouth, sometime the first week of January, the engine arrived.
That is correct.
And it was sent directly to Mr. Morad?
That is correct.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, so it was.
So it didn't have the valve covers, it didn't have the oil pan. What else didn't it have?
Rear main seal. Oil pickup tube. And
Oil pickup tube?
yeah, the oil, it's a pickup tube that goes into the.
Pickup tube. Okay, I'm sorry.
TUB.
Okay.
So
Do
we,
you agree with that? Mr. Arietta?
Okay, no, I don't. The
So
reason is,
you're saying it had the valve cover.
no. It doesn't have the valve cover, but
Hang
the
on one
engine-
second. I want you to
Yeah.
listen to me.
Yes,
He just told me the engine that was delivered didn't have the valve cover. Do you agree with that or disagree?
I agree with that.
It didn't have the oil pan.
I agree with that.
It didn't have the
rear main seal.
rear main seal.
Not installed, but it came with the engine. I don't know if I can explain now or.
Not yet. I
have
just
to
want
wait.
you to
Okay,
answer my
okay,
questions.
Okay,
Are you saying that the rear main seal was sent?
no, it wasn't installed, but it came with the engine.
So it was sent to Mr. Morad's place of business?
With the gasket set, yes.
And what about the pickup, what'd you call it? Oil pickup tube?
Yes, sir.
What about that?
None of that was included in the deal.
Was or wasn't?
It wasn't included in the deal.
One.
Did you execute some contract with him or some documentation as to what he was to send?
Okay.
No, I was told a fully remanufactured engine on the internet, which I printed out, it shows.
Let me see it.
These aren't even things I'm claiming for. I'm just going for the labor and what I spent. So if you want to go past this section, I agreed to eat what wasn't there. So that's really the point for the case as far as the dollar amount we're suing for.
Okay.
So if we'll make it simpler.
All right, go ahead. So why don't I let you finish? And then you're gonna be able to ask questions and you're going to be able to testify, okay? Go ahead.
So, we called Mr. Ernest. We said the engine ran the first 10 minutes perfect. Then it started hesitating. It's throwing timing code. He said, that's his own words. He said that the timing, there's no way it might be off, but the phasers can be defective. I said, out of how many engines do you do that? He said, sometimes out of every 8 to 10, 8 of them will be good, 2 will be bad, some of them 9 will be good, 1 will be bad. But I never had any issues and stuff like that, but I'm willing to send you the VVT's phasers. Can't
Put that in layman's terms.
So that's sprockets that the timing chain sits on,
Okay?
so the engine can rotate.
And he said he'd send you them.
Yeah, so he sent it 2 weeks later, he sent me 2 of them.
So now we're the end of probably middle, third week of January.
Yeah, so after we took the front timing off, the cover, we're rotating the engine, and I can see the timing is off by a tooth. So we put it back, we sent him back all the VVTs, the sprockets. We did it, we turned it on, the car ran for 45 minutes to an hour, and then it started losing pressure.
Oil pressure.
I was like, okay, we turned it off, we called them, he wouldn't answer, he sent us to a different guy. And the other guy's like, yeah, you have to use 10W30. I said, hold on, the car takes 5W30. I'm a certified mechanic from the state of Michigan, and I'm a certified mechanic from Ford dealership. I worked there at Fairlane Ford for 7 years. There is no way if the car calls for 530, you put 10W30. He said, yeah, well, it's a new engine and you should put this. I said, let me talk to Ernest. He said, Ernest is busy right now.
Who? Who's Ernest?
The person I spoke with all the time.
Okay,
Thought he was an owner.
all right.
So we're like, okay, sounds good. He said, put 10W30. I said, are you guys gonna reimburse the Mr. Ron about labor and stuff like that? Because this is not his fault. Now it's on you guys. They said, no, we're only responsible for the engine. I said, okay, the
If I
engine,
can-
you guys.
Hang on.
If I can inject, the timing, the retiming that he had to do with pulling the whole front of the motor off after it was installed. So I had to pay for that. It's about $1,600 that I was just giving you. Okay, go.
So we did what they asked us. I went and I turned on the truck. They told me to replace the VVT cylinders. I said, is he gonna pay for it or are you guys gonna pay for it? They said they might be defective. You gotta get them from Ford. I went, grabbed the rear main seal and the VVTs. We installed the VVTs, which is, it reads the oil pressure and the timing. So we replaced those. Same exact problem. The engine started losing oil pressure. So I put the oil pressure gauge onto the engine, connected it, and the gauge said 15 psi. So after it runs for an hour, 45 minutes an hour, the car starts to lose oil pressure. We called them again. I said, open a video call. Let me show you. Yeah, we're not gonna open a video call. I said, all right, who's gonna pay me what? They said, we're not responsible. I said, okay, that's fine. Called Mr. Ron and I told him.
So that's a rear main seal indicator.
How are you out $7,000?
Okay. Actually, more than 7. Summary. Well, 4,200 was the original purchase. That included freight and $500 core exchange, which I have not yet received back, but I did ship and I have the bill of lading my core to them. Okay, 4,269 was my original purchase. The cars and trucks, that included 2,900 for the motor itself, 570, I believe, for shipping, and a $500 core exchange. Then I had 5,000.
Hang on. Okay, 5,000 what?
$5,319 in labor for the original swap of the motor, the additional parts that had to go on. I also told him to put new exhaust manifolds on, which is not on them, and I've reduced that from this price, so they've been taken out, and I have the detail for everything here. So I spent an additional $5,319 for the original swap of the motor, and then the additional labor for pulling the front of the motor off and retiming everything and putting phasers on, or the sprockets for the timing here, which was no.
Where's the engine now?
The engine now, I have it in my storage unit. It's been pulled out and I had them get a good motor and put it in. Took for another $9,000 now, but that's not part of this case. So I had to eventually get it resolved. I'm up to 20 grand. I'm out $9,588 with zero to show for it with the original purchase, core exchange, freight, and labor.
All right. Mr. Arietta, do you have any
Okay.
questions of either Mr. Langlois or Mr. Morad?
Okay, first I wanted to explain that we're saying that the engine is a pre-tested engine. This is a remanufactured engine. All remanufactured engine, they do not include any of the covers or accessories that they mention. It's not in the picture that when he pushes the engine on a website, the website does not show any picture. The description of the web, show pictures, but doesn't show any of the accessories or covers that he mentioned. It doesn't come with it. It's not in the description or the picture when he pushes the engine. Okay. The engine is tested, but it's not an engine that you can run because
Sir, I need you to so you got a little bit of an accent, which is fine. I just want you to slow down and keep your voice up a little bit more for me. Will you do that, please?
Yes, I can. Okay,
Okay,
like I
thank you.
said, there is no covers or accessories as per
I heard you
picture
say that.
of
None of those
description.
items
Okay,
come with it, you said, right?
no, no. It's not on pictures, not on description of the item that we were selling. All right. Now, yes,
Wait, hang on,
they
hang on. Let me see your pictures and your breakdown of
This
damages.
is on their website.
And again, I'm not suing for any of this portion we're talking about.
I understand. All right, go ahead, sir.
So the graph covers into all damage.
Go ahead.
okay. Okay, then on the warranty, yes, it does cover, if they have an issue. So we spoke with them in reference to the phasers. We send them the phasers. On the item description at the warranty section, it says that we do not cover any labor, but we were willing to work out with them on the labor, okay?
Where's that
Once,
warranty section? Do you have that?
I do.
Let me see it.
It does only cover parts. I don't see this as a warranty situation. I see it as a defective product shipped. And the engines were not tested, and they made that clear. They only ran compression.
Give me 1 second. How much did you pay him again? The company?
42 with the shipping and the core exchange and the actual purchase of the motor, $4,269. My core has been returned to them. And you have to receive a $500 for reimbursement.
All right, go ahead, Mr. Arietta.
okay, like I said, our warranty covers the engine, okay? And
That covers the engine.
the engine, yeah, parts in the engine, no labor. We've been doing this for 13 years. We sell a lot of engines online. And yes, we understand that sometimes stuff happens, and sometimes, yes, we do cover some labor. We don't have a problem with it. After we talked back and forth with them, I told them, look, you cannot solve the issue. So now it's time to send the engine back either for replacement or for a full refund. We had no issues with it. If you look at the bottom of the page, it tells you that we will replace the engine. That's what
Did
the
he tell you
warranty
that?
covers.
Did he ask you to, hang on, wait, did he,
Yeah.
hang on, let me ask the question.
When the problem.
Let me ask the question.
Yes.
Did he tell you, send back the engine for full refund?
No. He said, send back the engine for a replacement. And it was my responsibility to pay for all the labor to pull it out, which is about $2,000. And he would not agree to paying the freight to ship it back to Florida. He said, I have to pay the freight. So that was gonna put me out another $2,500 to ship him a motor back to get another.
And then, and pay for labor.
Yes, and that I'm not gonna trust. I don't want a motor from them.
All right.
That was not an option for me.
All right, go ahead, Mr. Arietta.
No, we didn't ask to pay for the,
Do you have anything in writing on that, or was that just a verbal
no,
communication?
that was over the phone. That
I'm
was
sorry?
over
That
that
was
was
over the
over the
phone?
phone. Yes.
Okay, go ahead, continue.
Like I said, we're willing, if they already got another engine, we're willing to return all of the money, freight and
Wait a minute, you
everything.
gotta keep your voice up, sir. I'm having a hard time now.
Okay, I said that we are willing to return, give them a full refund for the engine and the shipping since the engine didn't work, but we don't cover labor. At the time of, the repair, we were willing to work it out with the labor, but we don't cover labor. Or warranty says that we don't cover labor.
How much do you figure that you have? I'm just asking. I know you're throwing numbers out there. How much do you figure you have out of pocket excluding labor?
Well, we had $4,269 was the original purchase,
Right,
excluding labor.
it would be 4269, wouldn't it?
Would there be anything else?
That's just for the engine.
I
Yeah,
know.
that was the engine, that was a brake, that was core.
And then we had to do the timing again and then yank out the engine.
I know, but that's labor, right?
Yeah, but they're responsible, because they sold something online that said it's been tested and it's Goodyear on it. And then for them to send somebody a part it's not like a $500 thing. It's $4,269. If I'm gonna sell something for $4,000, I better make sure that I have the top-notch people working on that part to sell it. Cause I bought the engine with labor, with 3 years warranty and unlimited mile, reman 0 mileage on it for 8,900 parts and labor. They should at least reimburse him for the timing, for the VBTs that I had to redo. Cause he got charged for it, not them, and it's their
The
responsibility.
timing and the VVTs, how much labor did you, and whatever
It
else?
was like about 1,800, and then we found the oil pressure was bad, and then we had to take off the engine and replace it. I said, I'm not getting any more engines from them, because they were giving us a hard time. I let my first mechanic talk to them, because I was sick of talking to them. Because they will give the phone to someone, oh, here, talk to this guy, or here, talk to this guy. And then Ernest there was
Okay,
always busy.
go ahead, Mr. Arietta. What
Okay,
else do you want to tell me? But get close to your device, slow and nice and loud.
okay. On the part, okay, we send an engine, the part, yeah, like I said, the part might be defective. We send them a replacement part. Now, I don't know when they replace the part, if they did it the correct way or not, because I am not there. And I send them another part. I got receipts from where I bought the parts. We sell a lot of these engines, and we don't have those issues with those parts. I send them 2 of the same part, and they had the same exact issue 2 times. He also said when he started the engine, everything was running perfect for 10
For half
minutes.
an hour, 15 minutes on one occasion and 45 on another. Here's the point. Did you tell them that he had to pay for shipping, that Mr. Langlands had to pay for shipping to ship the engine back?
No, sir. No.
Did
I
you
didn't.
agree to pay for the shipping?
Yes, I did.
Is that true?
Absolutely not.
Do you have any documentation that tells me either that it is or isn't true?
I do not. But keep in mind, I would also have to pay to have the engine removed.
I got it.
Yes, but no, that I told him that I'm not gonna pay the freight.
And that would have been how much to have the engine removed and shipped? Did you say, did I hear 2,500?
Probably about 1,700 for the labor to see if I'm working with me, and then another 480.
So about 2,200? Yes?
Yes,
All right, what else, Mr. Arietta?
The book doesn't even pay that much money to for everything they're saying they did. You know, like the timing, $1,800. That's I'm not sure how much they're charging.
Are you a
for
certified
for
mechanic?
the rate. I am a certified mechanic for over 15 years, and we've been selling engines online for years now. It's not like we
But
started
this one
yesterday.
clearly was defective. Don't you agree?
I agree that there was an issue with the engine, yeah, and we were willing to work it out. But I think they're just trying to charge a lot of extra money that doesn't balance with the hours that the system, like all data, Mitchell, requires to pay for that.
Hang on, you guys. Don't argue. No, please, no argue. Let him finish. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Finish.
that's what I was saying. That's a lot of labor for what the book calls for. And like I said, they did replace the part, and the second part had the same issue. I cannot tell that that they did the correct thing or not. I have no idea. I have no. That's why I asked them to return the engine. And I was willing to work out a little bit with them on that, but
How much do you think it should have cost to have the engine removed?
I'm sorry.
Mr. Morad and Mr. Langlands here are telling me that would be about $1,700 in labor to remove the engine. Is that not what you said?
No,
And I go off of Mitchell.
Hang on. How much do you think it
We-
should have cost?
we charge about $1,000 to install and remove an engine.
Where is your shop located?
We're in Miami, Florida.
Cheaper in Miami than Trenton?
That's.
Okay,
Start sending them all my.
all right, no, don't, come on now. No. Mr. Arietta, what else would you like to tell me? Have I let you finish?
Like I said, I'm willing to give him back all of the money on the engine, shipping and everything. Since we couldn't figure it out, but we need to pick up the engine and bring it back.
The only reason that the engine was, you would agree that there's no way for them to tell if the engine's working or not without installing it. And therefore, once they found out it was defective, they would have had to remove it, correct? You
Yeah,
agree,
but
right or not?
I agree. Yes.
Just give me 1 second. Do you want the engine back?
Yes.
If he wants his engine back, wonderful. I need my core back. I said,
Your what?
my core, see, my original core was sent to them as part of the agreement for $500. I was supposed to get back that I never did.
So the original engine.
The original engine that came out of my truck, see, because when I had them put better engine in, this was all after the fact. I wasn't able to give them core because I didn't want to take this new engine that they had given me and turn it in for core until we had it really here because they may want it back. So it's sitting in my storage unit. So if they want that back, then I need my core back that I shipped it now.
God.
I know it gets very crazy.
How much is the core? You said the cores are worth $500?
600 and, 630 is my core exchange for this. If they don't want it, I'll give them, I can give the core. If they don't want to swap all these motors, they can keep my old core. I can give them the motor that doesn't work as a core for the company that.
We got the engine.
Makes no difference to me.
What do you want to do? You hear what they're saying, Mr. Arietta?
On the core, I might be able to send the core back. I can send them straight to whoever they bought the engine from.
How much will it cost you to send the core back?
Probably somewhere around, hold on, I can tell you.
Well, why
Yeah,
would
it's-
that make any sense for him to be shipping back a core? I mean, unless somebody wants to profit by $50. If it's gonna cost $450 to send back and it's only worth 5 or 6, right?
Yeah.
So does
It'll-
that make any
it'll-
sense to anybody? It doesn't to me.
It will cost me $250 to send the core back.
They charged me $570.
Who did?
for shipping.
Okay, 570 is for both ways. The
That was-
core is $250 one way.
I actually have a bill waiting for ship my core back. I don't know if they done their own price on it, but they charged me $570, which was for them to ship the motor up and 50% of the freight to ship it back. So a one-way ticket's around $400.
Have I let Mr. Langlois, have I let you finish? Have I let you finish? Is there anything else you want to tell me?
Yeah, the only thing I'd like to add is when they were discussing the parts that were sent, when the motor was out of time, my mechanics were trying to explain to them it's out of time. They said, no, it's these two sprockets called phasers where the timing chain goes around. We'll send you new ones from Ford's overnight. Took 2 weeks to get them and the sticker right on them said made in China. Another thing. My mechanic was telling me that it's out of time. It's not these sprockets, but since you're willing to claim that is, then we'll put them on. So they put the new sprockets on. That's when they determined that one phaser was one link off on the chain, which is way enough to throw a motor out of time. So the sprockets that they sent me, which he claimed might have been installed improperly, there's only one way for the sprockets to go on. The motor was out of time because it was off by one tooth on the timing chain. The other thing is the oil pressure situation. Henry mentioned went down to 15 pounds. It was actually, when it warmed up at idle, it was at 5 pounds. So indicating, main bearings. And I agree with the shipping back and forth is ridiculous, and I'm not talking about much difference in just giving everybody the course.
All right. What else do you want to say, Mr. Arietta? Anything else? Did I let you finish or do you want to tell me something else?
Yes, he's saying that the engine was out of timing, but at the beginning, he says the engine worked for 15 minutes, perfectly fine. An engine out of timing does not perform well at no time. It doesn't perform well at all.
Mr. Morad?
You started the car until the oil reaches everywhere and gets lubricated inside the engine. It takes 5 to 10 minutes, everything, and it was misfiring and shaking. I looked at it, cleared the codes, it ran for like about an additional 3-4 minutes good, and then the timing codes started coming on. And for him to say it might be off, I go off of Mitchell again, and I'm Ford certified mechanic for 7 years. There's no way for you to do the timing wrong. There's 2 arrows at the top, Your Honor, and it shows you on the chain where to put them and how to connect them. And then there's a small pin in the back of the phaser you just flip onto the camshafts. There is no way for you to put them on wrong. I don't know what he's claiming or who's what, but if I was you, to be honest with you, I'll look at every single engine that I'm gonna sell before I start talking and throwing things at other people,
Okay,
because you guys didn't do the.
okay, all right, okay. Anything else, Mr. Arietta?
Like I said, he said at the beginning that the engine, he was the one that said it, that the engine ran fine for 15 minutes. So I don't think it's a timing issue. That's why we send them the phasers. And like I said, I never had that much problem with the phasers. Every once in a while, but not like that.
Fifteen minutes was the oil pressure problem, not the timing. That was the idiot.
And they decided, Your Honor, that it needs space.
All right, Mr. Arietta, I'm sorry, I disagree with you. You can't sell an engine like this that's defective like this and get out of the labor costs by pointing out that there's no labor reimbursement. The fact is that as a result of this defective engine, he had to expend labor in order to take the engine out, period. I'm going to rule in favor of the plaintiff. I'm going to give the plaintiff $7,000 plus $70 and $12, $7,082. You are to retain the engine for 1 year. If defendant pays the judgment in full, then he is entitled to have the engine shipped, the old engine shipped back to him, but you have to pay for the shipping, Mr. Arietta. I'm not getting into the core. You can keep the core, but you're going to pay $7,000. He's going to take this for 1 year. He's going to keep that old engine for 1 year. It shouldn't take you 1 year to pay this. I'm going to ask you to pay it right now. But if you pay that and you can communicate with him that you want to pay for the shipping and that you're to make arrangements directly with Mr. Langlois. If there's a problem, you can file a show cause. If Mr. Langlois doesn't agree to do that, he's going to have a big problem with me. Can you pay this judgment today?
No.
When can you pay this judgment?
I don't agree completely that I have to pay $7,000.
Listen. I'm not going to argue with you. When can you pay this judgment?
1 year.
No.
You say I have a year, so
No, I did not say that you had a year. I said I'm ordering him to retain the old engine for at least a year.
When you said the old engine, you mean the engine that we send in, my
Yes, the
engine,
engine
the one
that
he
you
has?
sent him. He's going to have to retain that for 1 year. And when you pay this judgment in full, he's going to send it to you once you make arrangements to pay for the shipping and get a hold of him. If I'm just telling you that if you don't pay the judgment, let me put it to you this way. He can dispose of that engine in 1 year and I'm not going to care. He's not required to act as a bailee here or anything else in terms of that engine. I'm telling him he's going to retain the engine for 1 year. If you pay this judgment today and you make arrangements with him to ship the engine back at your expense, then he's to do it. Do you understand that?
Okay, so he's gonna keep the engine for a year, even if I pay today.
No, no, no. I'm not making myself clear. You pay today, you guys get on the phone today, and he's sending you the engine back, but you're paying for the shipping.
Okay, I need to make arrangement to make that payment. I don't have that amount of money right now.
How much do you have that you could pay him today?
How am I gonna pay him? I can send him a check, but I don't.
Can you send him a check for the whole thing?
No, I don't have that amount of money to send right now.
Well, tell me what you can pay and we'll set up a payment plan here.
I can pay $1,000 a month.
Is that acceptable? Defendant must pay the judgment to plaintiff in installments of $1,000 monthly starting March the 15th, okay?
Will that go through the courts, Your Honor?
No, he's gonna have to pay you direct.
We don't communicate well.
Well, you're gonna have to pay him, Jennifer, I need another judgment printed out, please.
Yes,
I
Judge.
wanna get. Okay. You're gonna pay, did you want to say something, Jennifer? Was that you?
I'm printing it now, Judge.
Thank you. Listen to me, Mr. Arietta. You have to have him a check to this address that's on the judgment, 4080 Ponderosa, 4080 Ponderosa in Trenton, PONDEROSA, that's 4080 Ponderosa, 4080 Ponderosa, Trenton, Trenton, Michigan, 48183. Do you understand that?
Yes.
So you guys don't need to communicate except when he satisfies the judgment.
Okay, and when
And
do
then
I
I
pick up
expect
the
you to do
engine?
that.
Absolutely.
Pardon me?
And when do I pick up the engine?
You're gonna pick up the engine as soon as you paid this in full.
Okay, are they gonna keep the engine covered and safe? Because that's a new engine. It's just one part that is defective, but that's a new engine.
Stored inside of storage unit on 4th Street. So it's kept out of the weather.
Okay? I can only referee so much of this. I don't think he's gonna be silly enough to defy in a court order. When I say retain it, I don't mean throw it in the Detroit River. I mean for him to retain it in a safe condition where the engine can be utilized once you receive it.
Okay, so it's gonna be covered and everything. Okay, perfect.
And you got it covered, right?
Yeah, we
Wait,
have the issue now, though.
wait,
Yes, it is covered. It's inside.
Inside is not covered. It's a new engine, so it needs to be covered.
it needs to be covered. Is it covered?
I can put a cover over it.
He'll put a cover over it.
Now I don't have the board to give it back to the people that I got the second engine from. So I'm out to 600 and
I can't do it.
I'm good. I'm good.
I can't do anymore. I'm gonna hand you back.
They can have this back if they want anytime they want. It's really by the way.
Here, I'm gonna hand you these documents back.
But
I need to rewrite this because there's a lot involved here. I expect you guys to deal with each other like gentlemen. Okay? You make sure you retain that. You make sure you preserve that. You put a cover over it. And you make sure that you make your payments as you're supposed to, Mr. Arietta. If not, he can come down there with a lawyer and they can start garnishing and executing on property. You don't want that, okay? You understand what I'm telling you, sir?
Yes, I do.
Okay. I have to rewrite this on a break. There's too much involved here. I'll keep this. You don't have to wait around. When I get a chance today, I will fill out the judgment. We'll send it to both of you. Do we fully understand the judgment?
yes, Your Honor.
Do you fully understand the judgment, Mr. Arietta?
Yes.
You pay them as soon as you can, you're gonna get that engine back.
So
Okay?
it's $1,000 every 15th.
Yes, of every month, starting March 15th.
Okay,
Good
Thank
luck.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
We're gonna take also pictures of it covered and email it.
Yeah, that's good. Thank you.